Kash Rao, Senior Vice President, Meenakshi Infrastructure Private Limited, Hyderabad. Welcome, sir, on the dais. I also like to invite Architect Atit Vengurlekar, Chief Architect, Blue Arc Architect and Interiors, Mumbai. Welcome, sir, on the stage. And our final panelist, Mr. Mehul Kamdar, Founder, Azure Technologies, Mumbai. On the stage, please. Now, I'd like to invite our moderator, Architect Balarke Terli, Chairman, IIID Amravati Regional Center, on the stage, please, with your big applause. Let's welcome them with your big applause.
Most of you are literally tired now. So we'll make it very quick, our session, so that, for the next panelist, is very interesting session. So we will wind it up quick. So bear with us and be with us. So that's a request.
So now the presentation of Architect Atit Vengurlekar, Chief Architect, Blue Arc Architect and Interiors, Mumbai. Architect Atit Vengurlekar, the Chief Architect of Blue Arc Architect and Interiors in Mumbai, is a distinguished graduate from the renowned University of California in Pasadena. With a career spanning over 2 decades, he has garnered extensive professional experience in design, delivering a wide range of architectural projects in the civic, residential and commercial sectors. As the Managing Director since 2012, Architect Atit Vengurlekar showcases exceptional skills in architectural and construction documentation, emphasizing meticulous attention to detail throughout the project lifestyle.
Welcome.
Vasu Prakash Rao, Senior Vice President, Meenakshi Infrastructure Private Limited, Hyderabad. Mr. S. Vasu Prakash Rao, a highly experienced professional in the construction and infrastructure development industry, serves as a Senior Vice President of Meenakshi Infrastructure Private Limited with an educational background in B.Tech, Civil Engineering and an MBA. He has accumulated an impressive 34 years of expertise in his field. Mr. Vasu began his career at L&T ECC, where he successfully managed numerous greenfield projects, including significant ventures such as Rajashri Cements, JSW Steel Plant, and NTPC Thermal Power Plant. During his tenure at K. Raheja, he's spearheaded projects like the Mindspace Campus, Pocharam Greenfield Project, and Hardware Park Development at Meenakshi Infrastructure. He has overseen the construction of notable projects, including a built-to-suit campus for Delight, high-end condominiums, IT campuses, and an eco park utilizing a composite construction approach. Welcome, sir, to the panel.
Come down.
Azure Technologies, Mumbai. Mr. Mehul Kamdar, the founder of Azure Technologies, is a seasoned entrepreneur and technology expert with over 20 years of experience in the industry.
Welcome, Mehulji.
Journey has an IT system integrator at a young age and quickly made a name for himself with a diploma in software technology. He built and launched an all-in-one PC in 2009, marking the beginning of his entrepreneurial success. Over the years, Mr. Kamdar expanded Azure Technologies, offerings to encompass a wide range of services, including automation, AV systems, unfilled communications, smart building solutions, and more. His expertise lies in integrating and interconnecting multiple systems on a single platform, making Azure Technologies a go-to choice for clients. As a member of prominent organizations such as Avixa, SEDAI, and IIID, Mr. Kamdar actively engages with interior designers and architects to advocate for the integration of technology design in interior spaces. Welcome, sir, to the panel.
So I'm your moderator. In this particular session, what we'll be discussing about is, it's not about design, it's more about what goes around design. the business component of it, what happens like behind the scenes. So we have taken experts from different industry experts from different backgrounds, and here we're trying to club together what and how the industry functions and the processes that goes in between. So let me put up the first question out here for Mr. Vasprakash Garu. So as a developer and a long-time brand in the industry, how do you see the evolution of the markets and the changes of approaches within the industry from the time you have started until date?
Good evening, everybody, and thanks IIID for inviting us for the particular session. The market scenario post-COVID and pre-COVID, I think COVID has become a benchmark. Pre and post become a lot of challenges with regards to the asks by the customers, the end users, or the clients. Earlier, when we were doing IT campuses, where it's more of a run of mill, but now the requirements are changing a lot. We need to be flexible in our construction approach, design, the outlook, and the changes as and when asked we should be able to accommodate. So that's the reason we have also gone for a change of the construction approach, adaptability. Earlier we were doing a lot of RCC structures. Today we are more into that of composite constructions, where we are having steel integration of steel buildings with the concrete. So we can have a lot of flexibility requirements as and when required. And when it comes to the campuses, earlier campuses were more of work of learning, like how we used to have School of Temple of Learning. They want a lot of fun zone, the entertainment to be imbibed into the workplace. So gone are the days where the campuses used to be only people are coming in the morning and going back in the evening. So they require the campus to be vibrant. Say for example, when you have more of ladies working in the offices, we are introducing of crèche into the office campuses. More of entertainment needs to be involved. We can't say no. So most these particular new challenges which are coming into the industry need to be adopted for.
Industry has evolved quite a lot, especially corporate interiors or corporate workspaces. So they're not the same like they used to be. So with that in mind, I would like to ask Atit, if you can put up. So what are you're from PMC background. So the way I look at it is you're the bridge between clients, consultants, and the end users. So with that in mind, I want to ask you, what are the challenges you face in the process and how do you overcome them in terms of dealing with all these consultants, clients, and end users?
So, thanks again to IIID Vijayawada for having us. So, what I would like to address is design is something, I come from an architectural background, but we do a lot of practice for PMC. Design is very easy, but it's hard. There's a lot of methodology which goes into it, but post the methodology, there are a lot of teams which are involved. You have the structural team, you have the technical team, you have a lot of teams which are involved, and the entire load comes on the PMC. In the international market, whether it's a small process or it's a big project, PMC is the first thing which comes into the mind of an architect that somebody has to be on board. Because design to bana liya, abhi usko cost efficient. We hear a lot of things called sustainability, how you will sustain the project, how you will make it facility management will be done in that. Like Sir rightly specified, there are a lot of facilities and new challenges which are coming up. So how are you going to face those challenges? Like just to give you a layman example, we do an interior project. We say, let's start an interior project. The project size is like 1 CR. And when you land at the end of the project, the students might relate to us or the freshers, you don't have budget for the soft furnishing or the curtains also. So PMC is something which keeps you organized. The job of a PMC consultant is to have all the agencies in place, monitor all the agencies, and understand. So coming from an architectural background, we have done end-to-end process, and then we knew that the need for PMC is required. There are very few Indian companies who are into PMC, we talk to a lot of architects that the bridge between a dream project and the project coming into reality, you require a PMC agency who will take the load. So we take the load basically.
Thank you, Adit. So, the way we look at is you're from technological background. So the industry is ever changing. Now the construction isn't the same what it used to be. So the role of so many services is playing a very important role. So from your background, if you consider what role does a technological consultant play, and at what stage is he involved in the project for the well-being of the project?
Thank you, Balaka. So today, most of the businesses, enterprises, government, infrastructure, even homes are driven by technology. From the basic Wi-Fi that we use to access YouTube's or content, OTT content, or even our WhatsApp, right up to enterprises running streams of data, video streams across their entire organizations. So there's a huge shift that has happened over a period of time, and with so much of data and technology being used, a lot of enterprises now have evolved saying that, okay, we have a fire alarm system, okay, we have a CCTV, we also have access control. Now what am I going to do beyond just monitoring things? What am I going to do with a BMS that is already functional here? We have the HVACs and the major electricals being monitored. Now what next? Okay, so the idea is to utilize those existing systems as a dashboard view, saying that okay, something went wrong in the parking lot, and you just tap on that, and you have an SOP saying that okay, probably the lights have gone out, and somebody needs to go and address that. Or there's actually a fire, and everything needs to shut down, or the next SOP needs to take place. So these are the things that come in, and to integrate these things, it actually has to be at the design level. So when architects such as you are designing a building or a space, it's very important to provision, talk to the clients, get the consultant involved, because at the end of it, the operations now are completely technology driven.
Thank you, Mehul. So, Vasprakash Garu, you're from you're the senior director for Meenakshi Group. So right now you're doing a lot of development projects in terms of for corporate interior spaces, and you're leasing them out. So when you do these projects, where do you start your feasibility studies? Do you look up at a piece of land and think okay, this is where this project is suitable for this, or how does it once you set up a project, you start looking for the space, and then you conduct your feasibility studies? Who all are involved in this, and how do you take that approach?
Available. So it all depends on the market requirement, which land parcel needs to be taken up based on the requirements of today. We had high-tech city. If people know the topography of Hyderabad, high-tech city was happening. It's almost 2 decades now. That place is full. So we have drifted towards west. So west of Hyderabad is moving very rampant, and needs to be a lot of more of a organized growth planning that is happening on the west sector. When you talk of the client's requirement, earlier they are looking very how close are we to the airports, whether are we access to the airport, how much time do we take. Some requirements are whether schools are there, and if the staff who are working there, whether they have got accommodations to stay nearby. The most important of all is with so much of traffic constraints and traffic restrictions, traffic hurdles, people would definitely like to know whether the project is very close to public transport, like whether it has got metro connectivity. So these particular things are, and most important of all, when you have expats coming from abroad, MNCs coming, first question they ask is, do we have a golf course close by? So sometimes you really feel funny of it. What this guy is asking golf courses. He said, yes, boss, fortunately, yes, we are very close by. At 2 kilometers range, we have got the thing. So he says, wow, give a plus mark to this project. So these are all the challenges. And next is the most important is the adaptability to the requirements. You can't be stubborn. Gone are the days where you take it or leave it. It's not that. So first thing is we say, boss, you ask, we give. So that's the most important approach is most important rather than having all the other strengths what an individual developer has.
Thank you, sir. I think that was well answered. So Mehulji, in your opinion, there are a lot of gaps that needs to be addressed between architects, designer, consultants, and clients. So from a consultant point of view, where do you think like these gaps, or what are the gaps that you can identify, and like you can give some suggestions and throw some light on that?
See, in terms of gaps, as far as technology is concerned, today, so I'll give you an example, actually a story. We had a client coming to us saying that the interior of, I did fantastic job. I hired, I wouldn't name it, a very reputed interior designer. In fact, one of the top 10 in Mumbai, and he's done my office. And now the office is ready, and now we want to like to set up the Wi-Fi for the office. I'm like, okay, you can do that. And how are you going to run the cables? So it's Wi-Fi. I said, yeah, it still needs cables. I said, how? So I explained to him that at the backbone of an access point, a simple thing is you need a Cat6 cable. And he says, there's no provision for that. He said, okay, I'll make the provision from the false ceiling. I said, great. And how are you going to mount it? And he said, inside the false ceiling. I said, you're going to run an operation, an entire office on Wi-Fi, with the Wi-Fi hidden inside the ceiling with interference. It's not going to run properly. So these are the issues that come up. And we explain that ideally, it is important to incorporate not just technology, but all the services, whether it is the PMC services, utility services, need to be identified at a design level. And fortunately, this story is about 5 years back, and things have really improved with most of the architects coming to us once the floor plans are ready. So that's a beautiful, and that's the right time for us to get, and we're able to clear those things out. So I think things are really improving. The gaps are going away as we progress, as we start working with architects and interiors.
So, Mehul has given a good example. I would like to share one more story. Can't mention the client's name or the architect. So there was this huge auditorium. The discussion started with the MEP consultant that, let's have the HVAC done. The HVAC for the VRV that cost that came up was somewhere around X on a higher note. I don't remember the cost. So then they came to the PMC and they said, we require some solution. So we gave them our radiant, we said there is something called as a radiant technology. We'll keep the climate control stagnant. So then the question came, what is radiant technology? So then we told them that, there is something where you have water pipes which are flowing under the flooring and on the ceiling. You will require minimum time for your air condition. The life of an air conditioner is not about 4 years that we normally keep, but this will give you a 15 to a 16 year, so your cost deficit will go down. So where the client wanted to spend 10 rupees, they landed up on 4, but it was for a longer run. So what am I trying to basically say? We require a lot of skilled and knowledge agencies who know what they are doing. Like sir rightly specified that, I'm doing RCC buildings which are there. But let's say there is a commercial office. He is going to lease it out for 10 years. And after 10 years, let's say like the fiber optics came from the IT sector. Now he needs to revamp his office. Absolutely. Then what he does? So PMC and the bridge between that, we create something where the bone structure of a structure is kept, like the technology will change every 5 years. But are you going to break those structures? You're not going to break those structures. It's an entire cost for you all. So we show them a larger picture for 50 years down the line. Okay, where you have done the study, we have done the design study. Now let's do the feasibility report. Let's get the feasibility clear so the structure remains in sync with the technology and with the developer. So after 50 years, like we saw a lot of presentation from Charanjit Singh sir, the structure is there from what we have made, we have kept. But technology makes us change the things ongoing. So how do we keep the structure and technology hand in hand?
That's true. And also, since you're from the PMC background, I would like to put one more question to you. We hear only international companies in the PMC world. Very few local players are there in this. So is there any particular reason? Are we any short of like, what the developers or the companies are looking for? So why is it like very less PMC guys domestically brewed?
So, that's a very good point. And we, yesterday, Charanjit sir is not here, but he specified there's lots of work here. There's a lot of potential. But are we utilizing that potential? We as, don't mind me, sir, but developers, builders, they are, the collab part is not happening. People are saying, okay, we don't have skilled guys here, so let's explore. I'm not taking names now, but there are international PMC and architects.
Is that true though? That's what I'm asking.
I don't want to offend anybody, but it's true. We have a lot of skilled guys here. The technology is changing. In spite what I've heard, and I was talking to somebody yesterday, we have foreign agencies having Indian people on board. So if I take name of a company and his senior CEO of the PMC company will be an Indian, and he will be leading the PMC company here. It's not the other way around.
I'll just add to Atit. See, frankly speaking, see, we are very good at work. Okay? The difference is the presentation. The presentation skills, the dashboard, how you present slides, that is where we lack. We are good, very good at absolutely the best. We are very good hardworking. But when it comes to presentation, that's where they carry the marks away. And that's what speaks. So when you speak with your chairman or a director within the four walls, what says is, sir, I can do this, I can do that, fine boss, we can do this, but what is that you show? So you have beautiful presentations, PPTs, 10 slides, putting into reality, they are the best. But days are gone. Now people are really understanding, we require a mix of both. So we also, Indian PMCs companies also have developed a lot. And I think they are giving a good, to take the works, take it forward.
Just an extension of that.
So it's interesting to see how we are attracted to foreign brand names. But I'd like to present one situation for our company. What is happening is, since we are not many architects and not many developers are aware of what we do, but when we put our profile on LinkedIn and all, we are getting interest from clients from Singapore, New Zealand, Middle East. We are actually working in the African region. In fact, we are a technology consultant, but they call us EL. I mean, in architecture parlance, it's ELV consulting. So we are getting interest. So what I mean to say is, Indian talent is being recognized overseas. It's about time we start recognizing our own talent in our own country.
That's true. So just an extension of that, Vasuprakash Garu. So we perceive you as a client, since you are from the developer or a builder background, as a consultant, like in a point of view. So what are the expectations from your clients, other than the traditional design roles that we do, and any challenges you face in this area, and usually how do you overcome them from a client perspective?
As I rightly said, post-COVID, the challenges are huge. Today, we as a developer, we are totally gone are the days where we are, as you design tall buildings, we always see the fundamentals and the stiffness should be least. So we have, the stiffness factors have become zero, and we are welcome to any type of decisions, whether they ask with the mid-segment of the project, midway of the project. We can't tell, so sorry, you asked for this and now you are deviating from that. So same thing we also expect from our success happens because of three people. One is the architects, the structural consultants, and the services teams like HVAC, firefighting, plumbing. They are all together, we form as a team, and that's how we work together and deliver a good project. So coming to the same conditions, the expectations levels are such that there are changes going to happen. So let's make it very clear that changes are inevitable and we need to adapt to the changes. Earlier, the changes were not at all there. Even if I remember 2000, 2005, when you architect, he says, boss, this is what I have done. Enough, you asked me, I have given you. No, that's it. But now they are also understanding the requirements are challenging. Even if you talk about a high-end apartment, today we start with a design of a 4-bedroom flat. All design's over, concept's good over, schematic is over. We come to the design stage, engineering stage. When we go back, boss, market trend is not asking for the 4,000, 3,000 square feet. We want to make it 9,000 square feet with 3 bedroom. That's the ask. And the residential requirements have got changes a lot. So today we also have to understand when you are talking of high-end apartments and when you talk of 7 acres or 6 acres campus where we have about 400, 500 flats. Everybody doesn't want to come at the same time. So we also have to see the challenges of contingency plans where there are people who are going to move in at a later stage without hampering the other life of other people who are already occupied. So how we design, give provisions for shafts or ducts for the material movement. And also when you talk of the play space, whether they have place for accommodating events. So when we talk of the tot lot area or we talk of the green belt area, wherever it is, we used to not have any infrastructure facilities. But today the designers have to take in what is required for the next coming few years so that the design is capable of handling the requirements and wish list of the end users.
So I understand flexibility is a must today.
Is a must.
So, Atit, in building management and facilities management system, these days project managers also do play a significant amount of role there. So what are the traditional approaches and how do you, in your view, what are the latest approaches that you can take in that area?
So again, I'll add to Sir's comment and taking this question also from you. The basic facility, what is waste management, is not addressed. So amenities in facility management, I can understand that, you require a golf course. So there is an appreciation of the flat. But today we are talking about green belt. We are talking about lead management. So we are not talking about the waste management which is taken care. In facility management, when there is a project, we show them 10 years down the line, even if you want to dispose your waste, you'll have an X amount of staff. But you don't have an automation for waste management. Why cannot a developer invest an X cost, which is a permanent solution for waste management, where even the environment will remain clean? This has to be adapted by most of the tall building management designers, and I would urge them that this is the need of the hour. We are talking about we should have X amount of sunlight and Y amount of air and everything should be good. But on a very serious note, nobody's talking about waste management. We don't have space for our garbage.
That's true.
And most of the buildings are not obtaining that. So I think that's the need of the hour as of now.
Mehulji, like we were discussing earlier, a role of a technology consultant. So is it such that they need to be adopted right in the early stage of design? So does it make any difference? Because normally what we tend to do is once we finish up and wrap our designs up, that is when the service consultants or especially the technical consultants come into picture. So do you think does it work both ways or is it involving them right in the right before at the early stage does make a difference?
I think it's important at the design stage. For example, once the overall schematics are ready from the architect's perspective, and they are kind of approved by the client that this is okay, that's the time to involve all consultants actually. Because today, no consultant's role is lesser or more prying. They are all equal partners, collaborators, I would say. It's all about collaborating with each other. On most of the projects, at any point in time, on a con call, we are there with most of the consultants. Even on our calls, the MEP is there. Sometimes in the hospitality we work, hospitality consultant is also present. The electrical consultant is present. Everyone is, it's a hand in hand, the lighting consultant is present. Everyone works together, and the impact of one change in one consultant impacts the other person too. So it's important that all of us are on the same page at any point in time so that things move smoothly, efficiently, and the vision that the client has given to the architect, or the architect's vision itself, forms better to the T. The idea is to do it to the T. So that's something which is very important. Otherwise, as simple as a simple cutout can go wrong, and then you end up changing the whole wall, revamp of the whole wall. It could be as simple as that, or as complex as breaking down the entire ceiling.
So the last question would be, the idea of today is to start a dialogue, especially because this is the areas like that they don't teach us in the institute. So what happens really practically in the field when we deal with many consultants across client wishes, and we think just sitting at the drafting board and designing itself is majority of, especially from students or young architects perspective. So that is why we wanted you to be here and start a dialogue and see different perspectives from different consultants. So how do they perceive, what are the expectations of each client has on, particularly on designers and architects as such. So last message for students and young designers, and then we'll wrap it up.
One would answer the question.
For students and young architects, your suggestions?
Well, actually, students, today's present generation, are very tech savvy. So, out of box thinking is the mantra today. Gone are the days, my boss has done this, my senior has done this, I have to do that. No, gone are the days. So you can go out of way. Today what is being asked is every day something different. We have never seen today buildings glazing, right? Today you see most of the curtain wall glazing is evolved in last 4-5 years. I remember way back we started buildings of G+4, G+5. We used to have only over 3,000, 4,000 square meters of curtain glazing. Today we are talking of 50,000, 60,000 square meters of curtain glazing, and with a combination of, it's not only glass, it's a combination of mesh, then perforated walls, breathing walls, plants being built into the facade the requirement. So this is going to be a good challenge and this is not being taught in the syllabus. And most of the architects we have seen is we find them that because most of the concept and design is done from their head offices. But when it comes to the detailing, when it comes to that local office, that coordination is missing. So your consultants like your firefighting consultants, HVAC consultants, find it very difficult to accommodate the basic requirements of the actual requirement of shafts. Because today we are talking of 45, 50 floors, 200, 250 meters where the NBC rooms have changed, fire regulations have challenged. There is a challenge for refuge floors, how a refuge floor has to be designed, how innovative it has to look, your play area around your particular campuses, all needs thinking. So it's a everyday challenge for you young architects. It's not that, okay, there's the end of it. No, the sky is the limit. And today, India is growing so far. I think about 2050, every day is going to be a new age of learning and a place where you can showcase your talent. That's the only one thing, encouraging thing which I can definitely see from youngsters.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So with this, we can.
Thank you very much for all the panelists and the moderator for giving us the insights. I request our panelists to remain on the stage. I now request Architect Pranitha, Honorary Secretary, Chennai Regional Chapter, to come on to the dais and present the memento to our panelists. I request Architect Komal Gilda, Honorary Secretary, Amravati Regional Center, to present the memento to Architect Atit. I request Mr. Jayach Desai, Vice Chairperson, Amravati Regional Center, to present a memento. I now request Architect Manoj Wahi, Chairperson, Hyderabad Regional Chapter, to present the memento to Architect Balarka Terli, the moderator for today's session on business of built environment. Thank you very much to all the